Alright, everybody and their mama's mama needs to go see Dope. Now I will say there are parts of the movie that are very explicit, but other than those few parts, this movie is amazing. Now, I'm not gonna ruin the movie for anybody, but the reason I thought it was amazing was because of the message that the movie was trying to get across. Or maybe I should say messages. I found like so many messages in the movie, whether they were trying to do it or not. It's just some things I took away from it. The first message that I took away from that movie was, don't judge a book by its cover. Now that is kind of self-explanatory. Pretty much everybody understands what that means. That means don't look at somebody or something and be like, oh, I know what that is, or I know who you are, when you don't even know what's inside. I can say that I have been guilty of making assumptions off of people just based off of their looks, and I have been proven wrong many times. So not judging people by their appearance or what you perceive them to be is something everybody needs to learn, because until you get to know a person, you will never really know who they are or what they're about or what they're thinking. So it's really, I don't want to say bad because that's such a childish word. It's really difficult to look at someone and just think you know what they're about until you actually sit down and take time to understand them as a person. You have to know what's actually going on with them for you to have a logical, sound reason for whatever opinion you drew about them. Because your opinion could be really, really wrong. Most times it is. The second message I drew away from that movie was, there is no specific thing that just is claimed by a specific race. Now I know a lot of y'all are gonna hear that and be like, what are you talking about? But I'm just saying, in the movie they had like this little category of white people stuff. And I fell into like so many things that they put on that little category. Like, I'm just gonna say, they put like the Donald Glover was white people stuff. And I'm like, I didn't feel offended because I love Donald Glover. I love Childish Gambino. I still to this day do not understand why he falls into the white people category. Maybe it's because he speaks his mind and he makes non-typical hip-hop. Like, it's not your conventional boom bap kind of stuff. Maybe that's why. Or maybe the stuff that he says goes over most people's head, so they're like, no, that's for white people. No, that's for anybody. Like, you can't just look at something and be like, oh, that's just for white people. Except for going to look for things in the house when you hear a sound. That is a white person thing. I'm sorry. That's like the only thing. And mayonnaise. No, I'm just joking. But y'all get what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, there are things that aren't quote unquote black. So if a black person were to like it, it's like, you're liking white people stuff now? You like rock now? You like anime now? Really? Like, I can like more things than you do. Okay? Just because my taste is expansive doesn't mean I'm white. Okay. The third message that I took away from that movie was, rise above the expectations of others. Anybody can look at you, look at your family life, your situation, whatever. They can see seemingly everything about you and make decisions about what they believe your life will be like. People can tell you, you know, your dreams are set way too high and there's absolutely no way that you can do it or be it or whatever. Prove them wrong. You don't have to be your situation. You don't have to be your surrounding. Your family is not you. Your surroundings, not you. Your appearance is kind of you. I mean, unless somebody else is telling you what to do. It's kind of you. But it's not you. You are you. You make your decisions, you know? So you don't have to let anybody tell you what you can't do, can't be, because the only person who knows that is you and God, for any believers watching this video. But seriously, rise above the expectations. Just because somebody tells you what they think that you're gonna do and what they think you're gonna be doesn't mean that's what you have to be. Don't settle for less. Don't sell yourself short. You know what you're capable of. Don't let anybody tell you what they think that you can do just because they don't believe you have the potential to do that. Who has the potential? Who are they talking about? Not themselves. They're talking about you. You do not need to let anybody determine whether or not you can be whatever you want to be. The only person who has that power, again, believers watching this, is God in you. Plain and simple, guys. Plain and simple. I don't know how many times I've stressed myself out thinking about, I dye my hair blue sometimes. So when I go out, I already know I'm gonna get stares. Why? Because I'm a black girl with colored hair. I mean, that's gonna happen. And it's a different kind of look than a white girl or another race girl with colored hair. I just know that's gonna happen. I know they're gonna look at me and think that I'm ratchet. But say my girl, I'm gonna leave her name out just in case she doesn't want her name being said, but in case my girl is walking next to me, she got colored hair too. It's like bright red. And it looks great on her, but when people see her, it's not the same kind of look that they give me. It's like when they look at me, it's like, there's another one. Like, people will look at you and think anything about you. They'll think they know your life, they know your lifestyle, they think they know what you're about, and they think they know where you're gonna go in life. They have no clue. Don't let what somebody else says about you dictate how you live your life. An opinion is just that, an opinion. It's not fact, nor it doesn't have to be. An opinion can turn into a fact if you let it be so, but it doesn't have to be that. You don't have to let anybody tell you what you're gonna be and then follow it. What kind of sense does that make? Are you living your life or are you living their life? The fourth message that I took away from this, and I think this is gonna be the last thing I say. The fourth message I took away from this was, don't be afraid to want more for yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to be more and wanting to have more than what you have. It is great to be content with what you have if that's all you can do. But there's absolutely nothing wrong, in my opinion, with wanting better for yourself. If you know that you can do better, maybe you don't know how, but you know it could happen, there's nothing wrong with being like, I want better. If you want to go to college, but your situation and your surroundings make it seem like that's the farthest thing possible, so what? You want it? Get it. Go for it. Full out. Don't let anything stop you. Now, if you can't get it, too bad, but at least you tried. It's better to try and get what you want and fail than not do it at all. I mean, at least you said you tried, at least you put in effort. So unless you're going to put in effort, don't be complaining about what you don't have and what you can't have. You didn't try and get it, You let other people tell you what you couldn't have, and you just believed it. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. I want more for myself right now. I want to be in college right now. I want to be an entertainer. I want to be a model. I want to be a singer. I want to be a dancer. So guess what I'm doing? Everything that I can to get what I want. I want to be a better dancer. I do my splits. And I practice choreography on YouTube and whatnot. I want to be a better singer. I practice singing every day. I want to be a better model. I practice my faces in the mirror. And I take pictures that I don't show anybody. I want to be an entertainer. I make videos to entertain y'all. I practice being funny. I practice being funny with my friends. I ask them questions about what they think about my funniness, or whether or not I was funny, or, you know, I practice different kind of roles of being dramatic and crazy and weird and psychotic, like whatever. I am trying to put in work because I know my potential. I know what I can do. I know what I want. There's nothing wrong with what I want. I just have to put in work. If I don't get there, hey, sucks for me. But I tried. You have to try. Do not settle for less, man. It's like, it doesn't have to be that way. It really, I don't even know what else to say now. It doesn't have to be that way. At all. Y'all have no idea how much you can do if you really put your mind to it. I know that sounds really cliche and like, oh, lovey-dovey and whatever, but it's the truth. Like, our generation right now, I feel we're so underrated because they look at us, adults look at us sometimes and they'll be like, all they care about is social media. All they care about is boyfriend and girlfriend. Yes, there are some of us out there like that, but that's not all of us. And it doesn't even have to be all of us. We're so smart, guys. Like, really? This is the generation of change. I don't know if y'all realize that, but really, our generation could do so much. 90s babies are nothing to mess with. Seriously. We understand things so differently than any other generation. It's not even funny. If we could just, all of us, I know some of us out there do understand our potential, but if all of us could recognize that we actually do have some kind of power, man, y'all don't even know, like, we could change so much in this world. We could make this place so better. We are a force. Seriously, our generation is incredible. Don't let anybody tell you just because of your age, just because you're young, you don't know anything. You know more than you think you do. You just, you know, sometimes I think we don't pay attention to everything, or we're a little naive, or we glance over stuff that we shouldn't glance over. But we don't have to do that. Like, if we focused on more than just, I don't know, pop culture, maybe focus on some things that are actually going on in the world. Now, I like pop culture. That's evident in my videos. But I like paying attention to everything, you know? There's nothing wrong with being well-seasoned. There's nothing wrong with being cultured. There's nothing wrong with knowing more about what's going on in your world rather than what's going on in your little circle, or what's going on in Hollywood, or what's going on in New York. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to know what's happening, like what's really happening, you know? We can be better. We can be more than what people perceive of us, you know? Rise above the expectations of others. That's all I gotta say, guys. Oh, one last thing I totally remembered. The last thing I got from this movie was, things could be so much worse for me. I'm not saying that, like, you know, I know everybody goes through different kinds of things, and I know people struggle with things differently. I know I do. I know everybody else out there does. But watching the movie, just seeing what happened in the movie to the main character, it was like, I am so grateful for where I am. Like, my family, my home. I know everything isn't perfect, everything isn't great, and it's not going to be. But things could be worse. There are people out there who have it so much worse and would love to trade lives with me in a hot second. So instead of complaining about what I don't have and what's not happening for me, what's not going on for me, I'm going to try more and focus on what I do have going on and what I do have, because that's what matters. Things can come later in life. I need to be grateful for what's here now, what I have now, where I am now, because it could be worse. It really, really could. Again, I promise you, I'm not trying to disregard anybody's situation, because I hate when people say that. Like, when you're going through something and you really just want to feel that moment, feel it, you know, be in that moment, and you can struggle your own way, but it could be worse. You know what, I'm going to stop saying but. Instead of saying but it could be worse, I'm just going to say it could be worse, because I feel like but tries to erase how you feel and your truth and your reality. I'm not going to say but anymore. But yeah, that's it. It could be worse. You know, just be grateful for what you have now. You know, you want better for yourself, it'll come in due time. Don't try and rush things. I had a friend tell me once, Rome wasn't built in a day. I think that's one of the most powerful things I had to hear and learn for myself. Patience. Rome was not built in a day, but it was built. Yeah, I gotta remember that, you know? Don't rush things. All right, I'm really done now. Bye, guys.